So, picture this. You use an AI to create something truly incredible. A piece of writing, an image, whatever. Who's the real genius behind it? Is it you or is it the machine? That's exactly what we're digging into today. Where creativity actually comes from in this wild new age of AI.
And just to get you thinking, an AI wrote this script, or did it? That one little question gets right to the heart of everything we're about to unpack. Where does the machine's work end and the humans begin? Okay, so that leads us to the big debate. As we all start using AI more and more, we've got to ask, is the AI the actual creator here, or is it just an incredibly powerful tool? Let's figure out where the real value in all this AI-assisted work is actually coming from. I mean, you can see the two sides, right? In one corner, you've got the AI. It's this powerhouse algorithm that can spit out text and images in like seconds. And in the other corner, you have the human, the prompter, who's guiding the whole process, steering the ship. So who deserves the round of applause?
Well, the argument we're exploring is that the real credit, the true value, belongs to the human prompter, always. The AI might be doing the heavy lifting, but it's the prompter who provides the vision, the purpose, the soul. It keeps the human right where they belong, at the very center of the creative process.
And to really understand why, we've got to look at what a prompter is actually doing. Believe me, it's not just about typing a quick sentence and hitting enter. It's a genuine craft. Let's break down why that human touch is something an AI just can't fake.
You know, the perfect way to think about this is the craftsman analogy. Think about it. When you see a beautiful hand-carved piece of wood, do you say, wow, what an incredible hammer? Of course not. You admire the skill, the vision of the artisan who used that tool to create something amazing. The AI, that's the hammer. It's an unbelievably powerful tool, for sure. But the prompter, they're the artisan.
So what does that artisan, that prompter, actually bring to the table? Well, it starts with the vision. They incubate the idea and give it a strategic framing, the why behind it all. Then comes the crucial part, refinement and iteration. Tweaking and sculpting the AI's rough drafts. And finally, something only a human can do, ethical oversight. These are all things an AI simply doesn't have.
What's funny is this whole debate isn't as new as it seems. We can actually look back at some timeless wisdom from some of the greatest thinkers to help us make sense of all this.
Let's start with a quote from the absolute legend of management thinking, Peter Drucker. He drew this brilliant line in the sand between being efficient and being effective. So how does that apply to AI? It's simple, really. AI is an efficiency machine. It is fantastic at doing things right. It's fast, it's powerful, but it's the human prompter who ensures effectiveness. We're the ones who make sure we're doing the right things, crafting the right message to reach a goal. Now, for a totally different angle, let's turn to a master of storytelling, Stephen King. His advice here gets at something way deeper than just putting words on a page. Think about this. An AI has basically read the whole internet, but it's never lived. It's never had a bad day, or fallen in love, or failed spectacularly and learned from it. The prompter is the one who brings all that rich human texture, that authenticity that only comes from real, lived experience. That's what makes content connect with people.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, right? But how do you actually put it into practice? Let's get down to business with a practical blueprint you can use to really master your AI tools, whether you're using them for work, school, or just for fun.
So here's your blueprint. First, you have to define clear objectives. Know what you want to achieve. Second, standardize your prompting so you get consistent results. Third, and this is huge, establish quality gates where a human always reviews the work. Fourth, you have to embrace iteration. The first draft is never the final one. And when you do all that, you get to focus on your real value add, your strategy, your creativity, your unique human insight. Let the AI do the grunt work. Okay, all of this leads to a really big and kind of tricky question. If you create something with an AI, who actually owns it? This is a brand new legal frontier, and it's something anyone using these tools really needs to get their head around. So let's just ask it straight up. Can you copyright something that an AI helped you create? Well, the answer is, it's a little complicated, but the distinction here is absolutely crucial. So here's how the legal world is starting to look at it. If something is purely AI generated, meaning you just push a button and take whatever it gives you, it's probably not getting copyright protection. But, and this is the key, when a human significantly guides, refines, and transforms that output, it's the human's creative contribution that can be copyrighted. And that brings us right back to where we started. The law is basically catching up to this idea. It's the prompter's vision, your creative input, and your hard work refining it that makes the final product genuinely original. Your creativity is what gives it value, both artistically and legally.
So, in the end, if there's one idea to take away from all this, let it be this one. AI is a phenomenal co-pilot. I mean, it's the best co-pilot you could ever hope for. It can process data, follow orders, and handle incredibly complex tasks. But you, the human prompter, you are and you must always be the captain of the ship. You set the course, you make the critical calls, and you decide on the final destination.